Hello guys, welcome to the another video in Rust programming tutorial. In this, we are going to discuss about some of the techniques in the Rust variable data types. In the last video, we have seen the data types like float, char, and bool. In the previous video, we have seen the integer data types like signed and unsigned integers. In this, we will discuss what kind of things which are hiding in between these data types. Those things we will discuss, like we can call it like a fun facts of the Rust data types. So those things we will discuss now. Okay. In my last video, I have mentioned that Rust programming can infer the data types. That means you no need to mention explicitly like it is a I16 or I32, it is F32, it is a boolean or char. Based on the initialization, in place initialization, it can understand its data types. As we can see here, we have taken let a equal to minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can understand that it's a I32. It is like a signed integer. We no need to mention again something like this. So in general, we do like this, right? We don't need to mention this. It can infer its data types. The next case is a float. Based on the initialization, it can understand. The next one is a char. So let's execute this and see. So since it is a cargo project, we will just run it like a cargo run. We can see that it is printed like A is minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and B is 3.4, and C is X. Okay. So next we will discuss about the mutable and immutable property of the data types. Let's comment out these particular things. Let's take D equal to 0 and then try to initialize the D value, like modify the D with 1 and print it out and see what happens, like whether it will be able to compile or else it is throwing an error. Those things we will see now. Assign twice to the immutable variable D. Okay. First assign to D, that is 0. So it is asking us to make it a mutable. Okay. So in the Rust by default, all the variables are immutable. We cannot change the variable value. Okay. If we wanted to change the variable value, we have to define like this. So now you see I have commented this D equal to 0 because this is an immutable variable, but we must use this mut qualifier, or you can say like a keyword, before making any variable as mutable. So now I have taken like this, let mut e equal to 0. E original value is we are printing, and then we are trying to change the e value, and again we are printing the e value. Now let's see what happens. Value is 0 and e originally it is 0, but e afterwards it is 1. Okay, so this is the mutable or immutable property of the Rust data types. Next we will discuss, let's say for example you have declared some variable but you are not using that variable. Okay, you know that, let's declare it, you wanted to use it after some time. For now, just make sure without any warnings, you just wanted to compile the program. Okay, you are in the middle of some big project, you just know that I need this particular variable, but right now you cannot use it. Going further, you will use it. In between, you wanted to check without any errors. So in that case, the compiler will give a warning always that you haven't used this particular variable, you just declared it. To avoid this, we just give underscore as the prefix, so that the compiler will understand that okay, this variable will not be used now. Okay, now let's see, will it throw any warning? There is no warning. Let's say for example, if you remove this particular underscore, you see this, there is a warning like unused variables on by default. Okay, so we should make sure give this underscore. Okay, so now let's discuss about the typecasting. Okay, how do we cast? Like we know if we are from a C or C++ programming, how do we cast it? Like we will give like in the brackets int and the variable and whatever we want. But in Rust, how do we do this? Let's take for example, we have taken g equal to 3.99, which is float, and you have taken h equal to g as I32. You are converting g into integer. From the float, you are converting into the integer. Let's see now what happens. G is 3.99, but h is 3. This is the integer. The decimal values got excluded, or it just simply ignored because of the typecasting. This is how we can typecast in the Rust programming language. Another fun fact, other property of Rust variables is like this. Rust enables us to declare the variable in the current scope. Let's say for example, you have defined one variable, as we can see that number equal to as a string. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you are printing it, and then you are redeclaring with the same variable name, number equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can say it is like a either unsigned 32 or I32. Okay, and then you are adding one number to this. That means what you are doing, you are redeclaring the same variable, like the num1. Here it is a string, here it is a integer. Both is allowed. This is called shadowing, and it's like super cool feature in the Rust. Okay, so now let's execute and see whether this is allowed or not. You see this number, initially it is a string and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and for the same variable you are adding number 1 plus 1 you are doing, and you see that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, so Rust enables redeclaring variable within the current scope. Okay, the last property of the Rust data types is like a compile time constants. You know that in the C language we have hash defines, the macros. Those will get compiled during the compilation time. Okay, and in Rust we can get that using this const keyword. So here you see that const seconds in hour, and we should mention its data type. Okay, this is mandatory here. So const seconds in hour, and this should be always like you can even take it in the like smaller case also, since these are like compile time constants. As per the convention, we should write them in the capital letters. So seconds in hour, that is 3600, and const seconds in day, that is like 24 hours into seconds in that particular hour. So this is how we use the compile time constants, but you should remember that we must use this i32. Basically we should explicitly mention its data type. There are 86,400 seconds in a day. There might be a doubt that why we have given like 3600 like this. This is just to indicate that this is a compile time constant. You can give it like 3600 also, it will work. Yeah, again, if you wanted to keep underscore between every number, this also will work, because we have already mentioned that it is a integer. These are some of the properties of the Rust data types. With this video, I think the Rust data types series is ended. Now I will make video on the new topic. Okay, please see the content in our channel. If it is useful for you or your friends, please share it, and also subscribe and like it. Thank you for watching. I will upload this code in the GitHub, and I will keep this link in the description. Thank you.